This week on Machinery Pete TV, Pete goes on tour at the John Deere Reman plant in Springfield, Missouri, and discovers why their remanufactured engines pass the test for quality and cost efficiency. Reducing waste and energy consumption is a key component of the process. And we'll find out what dealers and customers think about Reman parts in the field.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. A&I Products is a lower cost, quality replacement part solution for all types and ages of ag equipment across all brands. Visit aiproducts.com. Well folks, we have had a ton of fun here on Machinery Pete TV over the years, traveling the country, reporting on auctions, used machinery values, and of course, used values at an all-time high. I've been reporting for about 18 months, 24 months now. The supply chain mess, it's really hard to get that new equipment you want. So this story has led us here today to Springfield, Missouri to get under the hood with John Deere Reman. Folks, this is not your father's or your grandfather's Reman. This is different. The value prop to help you keep running on the farm is off the charts. For farmers, downtime in the field costs them money, and that problem has been magnified as supply chain issues made it difficult to find parts. However, John Deere Reman has come to the rescue, providing remanufactured parts.
We really provide an alternate, to those dealers and customers when they're down, and are able to source and reuse the material that we've got to deliver on those products and parts to the customers.
These parts and products are offered to farmers at a lower price point. Plus, they save money with less downtime.
The unique thing with Reman parts is that they're priced at roughly 60 to 70% of the cost of new. We have offerings from everything from starters, alternators, all the way up to large engines, axles, transmissions. And so the way that helps within the dealer channel, Reman parts really support a lot of throughput in a dealer channel. They also support the times when it's very, very busy. They allow a dealer to use the products to get our customers back up and going in the field, which is most of the times when our customers need something, it typically involves because they're down in the middle of harvest or they're down in the middle of planting and they need to get up and going as quickly as possible.
25 years ago, farmers shied away from using remanufactured products. But at the Reman facility, they tear down every product, put it through a rigorous cleaning process, reassemble it, paint it, and then finally inspect the parts to make sure they meet OEM specifications. The result is the high quality that has won many of them over.
Today, with not only John Deere participating in remanufactured products, but lots of other OEs, there's a much broader understanding of what Reman brings to the table. By offering components with as good, if not better than new warranties. The quality of the products are just as good, if not better than new products. So that acceptance over the last 25 years, the bar has been raised, if you will.
And the added benefit is remanufactured parts are helping to lower John Deere's carbon footprint and fulfill their core sustainability goals.
We're going to do that in three ways. One is through the sustainable use of materials in our products. So 65% of the materials that we use in our products will be sustainable. 95% of the products will be recyclable. And we want to grow our remanufacturing business by 50% by 2030. So we play a really integral part in reuse of material and thereby reduction of CO2 emissions and greenhouse gases.
The Reman operations in Springfield, Missouri include 5 facilities to help refurbish parts and electronic products and get those distributed to dealers in a timely fashion. That helps John Deere better serve their farmer customers. When we return, a tour of the plant shows the quality that results where top-tier technology and a dedicated workforce meet.
Machinery Pete TV is brought to you by John Deere. To learn more about John Deere's remanufactured parts and components, go to johndeere.com or contact your local John Deere dealer.
The John Deere Reman Group is an established part of the Springfield, Missouri business community, but it took some visionary thinking to get its start. General Manager Jenna Holtberg-Benj walked me through the beginnings and scope of the business. Can you give us a little overview, walk us back the history of John Deere Reman?
Sure, yeah, about 24 years ago, we started the John Deere Reman business with a company called Springfield Remanufacturing Corporation. So we created a joint venture and really learned about the process, learned depth on the remanufacturing side, and then of course since acquired the company.
Okay, and I know there's been a lot of growth here in Springfield. I mean, like how many physical facilities do you have right here?
We currently have 5 facilities, almost 700,000 square feet under roof, and 500 employees. Back in 2009, we actually started a new business, an electronics remanufacturing business, and that helped us get into more of the precision ag side of repair and return as well as remanufacturing.
One of the first things you notice when you walk out onto the floor is a high level of industrial engineering that goes into the process. David Cressman showed me around the engine factory, starting with how incoming engines are processed.
But one of the first things we do obviously is tear that engine down. We clean it so we can get it to a point where we can qualify it. So this will come off of our disassembly line. We'll take it to our MagnaFlux operation looking like this so that we can mag it, make sure there's no cracks or anything that we can't see to the naked eye. Once we get it to that point, it comes over to us where we'll machine it, we'll fix any of the threads, and we'll get it up to the current specifications that would be the same for a new engine.
The remanufacturing process is a very robust industrial sort of process, right? That's the benefit of doing it in a manufacturing type environment. So we use some of the same tooling, DC type tooling that would be applied, test stands, etc. Even when we disassemble the components, right, we're doing it in that manufacturing and clean environment where we have the capability of cleaning the product. We have the capability of inspecting it and qualifying the part, maybe even recleaning it. You know, additive manufacturing or subtractive manufacturing that allows us to get it back to spec or to the latest spec. So there's a really robust process that goes into creating a quality product here at John Deere Reman.
Can you speak to the obsession that your team has here to make sure that what they're buying is as good as new?
Yeah, sure. So for us, testing is key to the success. Getting everything out the door and making sure everything's set properly and has no leaks and works properly for the customer in the field, especially in the more complex product like transmission, where there's so many parts and so much opportunity for making a very small mistake in assembly that we can catch downstream. So getting testing right and being able to make sure that we can monitor all the correct leak rates and system pressures and flows, and knowing for absolute certain when it comes off that test stand is right is really the key to our success.
That high level of testing allows Deere to warranty its remanufactured engines and transmissions for 1 year. That warranty is a huge piece of the whole Reman offering, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and we stand behind our quality, of course. You'll see throughout our facilities a number of test stands that we've got, whether it's an engine and the dyno testing that we do or a transmission.
Processes are constantly updated as technicians develop better and more efficient manufacturing techniques. Those lessons even make their way back to the original equipment manufacturing.
We have a complete record of how that engine is built. So if we have an issue out in the field, we're able to go back, look at when that engine was built, who built it, any of the torque sequences that we did, and we're able to do some root cause to that engine to see if we have a problem with our process and did we fail something within it. So it really helps us with root cause, helps us get down to what the issue is and put fixes in on our line to make sure it doesn't happen.
Part of the benefit of having a remanufacturing company within John Deere, right? We have great collaboration with our new design colleagues. We share information about failure modes, continuous improvement updates, all of those things. So when we receive those updates, we apply them to the product, whether that's an engine control unit, updated software, etc. So you're really getting the benefit of the latest specification.
Coming up, we'll discover how important sustainability is throughout the entire remanufacturing chain.
Machinery Pete TV is brought to you by Germinator Closing Wheels. Order 12 to 16 rows today and qualify for free shipping.
When What's that piece of equipment worth? Check out Machinery Pete's auction prices for the answer. Free to view, updated daily, all types of equipment. Go to machinerypete.com and click on the auction tab, then auction price data. Folks, we're here at the core facility, known internally as Slow-Mo, one of 5 John Deere Reman facilities in Springfield, Missouri. And I tell you what, there's almost 8,000 engines here, and these things are from all over the world. This place is beyond impressive.
This one's from Germany. This one's from Canada. This one's from Australia. And this one's from Arizona.
The core facility started with a big floor and lots of engines. Today, that space is a highly organized resource for remanufacturing just about every engine imaginable.
How it starts is with that reman sale. Whether it be a reman sale or OE sale to the customer or dealer, they get a car credit on that. Once they do the replacement of the either engine or the component, they can put that same component back on the same crate and ship it back to us. Of course, filling out a core card that says this is what I bought, this is what I returned. When that unit gets here, we go ahead and uncrate it, verify it, grade it, and then we give that dealer or that customer their credit.
Sure. At its foundation, Deere's Remanufacturing is a sustainability initiative. All points of the process focus on helping the company achieve a circular economy that reduces waste and energy consumption.
Deere really takes the impact that we have on the environment very seriously. Not only the impact our equipment has, but also what our equipment does, whether that's the use of fertilizer, herbicide, water, etc., right, in the process of farming or construction applications. On the product circularity side, which is where remanufacturing fits, we have the capability of reusing material. We bring in 28 million pounds of material a year, so core that comes back from farmers all over the world. So those failed parts that come back to us, we reuse that material and or we scrap and recycle. So any piece of that material right at any given time is going to be saved from the landfill as a result. By growing the reman business, we do more of that, right? We bring back more core and we save more of that from the landfill. In addition, you can reuse some of the material in the remanufacturing process up to 4 to 5 times. So if you've had a failed engine or a transmission, our ability to reuse the housings multiple times in the process is an excellent way to have an impact on the environment.
Right at the core, John Deere's sustainability efforts, lowering your carbon footprint. I mean, this is where, a great extent, where it's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to remanufacturing, we have goals on electricity, right, and water, and our materials. So across the board, we're sitting at about 85% of reuse of water, reuse of our power, and reuse of our materials.
That sustainable approach is also found in the electronic side of the business.
Our ability to reuse, whether those are the PCB boards or the microprocessors, is very high in the remanufacturing process. Those don't tend to fail. So our ability to remanufacture them, put them back on the shelf, keep a customer up and running has been critical, and we actually have seen some shifting from new to reman as a result of that when that scarcity occurred.
Deere also offers a repair and return program for precision ag receivers and displays.
When they buy a new unit, they need to get it programmed to their tractor and go through that process. So what we do, a unit comes in, we take the customer's information off of it, put some information on it so we can test it in-house. Then we run it through our battery of tested, we run it through grading, temperature cycling, all that sort of good stuff. And then at the end, we put the customer's information back on it, send it back to the dealer, they plug it in, and it immediately works.
I can see why that's popular.
If you think about your display, in your tractor, your 2630 display, your 2600 display, your Starfire receiver, maybe it got hit by lightning, or it, you happen to hit a bridge.
Right.
You're transporting between fields. Our ability to repair that is quick. So we attempt to get to below 3 days, 3 to 5 days of turnaround time on repairs for Starfire receivers as well as displays for farmers. And I think if you think about us as consumers and our desire to repair our cell phone or our electronics at home, the same thing applies to somebody in the field, right? If you have a display issue and your touchscreen's not working, you just want to repair your touchscreen, right? And that's what we allow and have the capability of doing and turning around quickly.
Still ahead, what dealers and customers think about Deere remanufacturing.
Machinery Pete TV is brought to you by John Deere. To learn more about John Deere's remanufactured parts and components, go to johndeere.com or contact your local John Deere dealer.
Dealerships are the greatest point of contact between Deere and its customers, playing a vital role in the remanufacture chain.
The John Deere dealers are really a critical part of our success. So they're the ones who are that tiny end of the spear, right, and closest to the customer. When the customer's down, they're the ones providing the service often and connecting with us and our customer support organization to make sure that we've got what they need and that we can get that inventory to them. So that relationship's really critical. Over the last few years, post-COVID, of course, we've been able to bring a lot of the dealers into our facilities, and that relationship continues to deepen.
One of those dealerships is Heritage Tractor in Pittsburgh, Kansas.
When I started out, customers were a little timid towards Reman. They hadn't really known what Reman was. To them, Reman was, hey, it was sent off, the broken part was replaced, and it was sent back. They didn't understand that Reman is, they go through the entire product, they check everything over, it comes back to you as new spec. It's brand new part, essentially. That was our biggest struggle, getting Reman to customers. Over the years, as they've been shown that, it's come to where customers ask for Reman now. They like the lower price point. They like the fact that it comes with warranty. They love the fact that they have the option to choose.
One customer who made that choice is Zach Rendell. He found that a remanufactured engine for his 9230 tractor was the perfect solution.
He called us. He had an engine that was severely leaking oil, compression awful. He was still running the machine because he had no other option. He reached out to us. We priced overhauling it for him, plus the time it would take us to do that. I mean, that was not a viable option for him to be down the length it would take us to overhaul the engine. We were able to reach out to Reman. They said, yes, we have the components. We can get one put together, get the order placed. We placed it. I want to say it was a week, maybe a week and a half from order time to them completely assembling an engine and having it out to us. It was phenomenal. Our technician was able to get out there, pull the old one out, put the new one in a day, and he was out running again. I mean, it was a fantastic option for him and for us.
We're always looking for solutions for our customers and the best solutions available to them to keep them running. Reman's offered us another opportunity to shine for them and be there for the customer with the way that parts availability has been and different challenges over the last few years. Anything we can add to our toolbox is nice.
It has to be exciting to be about keeping the farmer running.
Absolutely, yeah. If you keep the customer out straight in front and center, right in front of you, that's what we're all about. It's all about keeping our customers up and running, and I think you'll hear that from our technicians and our employees throughout the facility.
The product we send out the door has to work right the first time. It could be the difference between losing a whole crop.
I know what it's like to buy a brand new Reman product and it not work in the field, and I don't want to pass that on to somebody else.
Whether an engine, pump, or drivetrain component, that dedication is the real guarantee for every part that starts its new life at the Springfield Reman facility. Well, folks, I had a ton of fun today here in Springfield, Missouri, getting under the hood with John Deere Reman. I tell you, the benefits just off the charts in every direction. You've got the 1-year warranty, you've got the cost savings, knowing that up front, 25 to 30% savings. But honestly, what really stood out to me was just Deere's commitment to the whole Reman space. I mean, yes, sustainability is a huge factor. It's not just corporate lip service. They really care about it. They want to save water and energy costs, make it a better world for all of us. But their commitment, 24 years here with John Deere Reman, growing this plant. There are over 500 employees there, creating great American jobs right here in the Midwest. And again, it's all driven, listening to the customer, you on the farm, keeping you running. That's what this is all about. And we'll see you back here next week on Machinery Pete TV. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. A&I Products is the lower cost, quality replacement part solution for all types and ages of ag equipment across all brands. Visit aiproducts.com.